It's 5 o'clock in the morning. I can't sleep, and I got a lot on my mind. So let's just do a video, I guess. Okay, I wanted to do this on my main channel or probably the backup channel, but depending on what it is, I just wanted to do this video. I think I'll decide later. Anyway, this is going to be about the GOAT conversation. As of now, if you're a basketball fan, you know by now, the LA Lakers, led by LeBron James, have won the NBA championship. Now, there's a couple things I want to get out the way because this is going to be about the GOAT's conversation. One, I do not consider this asterisk because I know Skip Bayless says this should be an asterisk or this is like a fake finals or something like that. Everybody, the whole league was canceled, so everybody had a break. So everybody who was qualified still had an opportunity to make it. So it's not like no one had a fucking advantage over the other. If anything, the teams and I'm I'm gonna be honest. To be for y'all, I call myself one of the big. I'm one of the biggest LeBron haters. President. I call myself President CEO F LeBron gang gang gang. But even then, I give LeBron his credit. All right. And for those who think it's just like it's basketball, outside of basketball, I always say LeBron's probably one of the greatest human beings you will ever make. But even then, um, we're keeping this basketball wise. I've always said because I'm born a Bulls fan, and this is where the GOAT conversation is going to get really, really spicy for me. I always said President CEO F LeBron game, but no, I felt like, if anything, this break worked better for teams like Portland or like um, Denver or hell, even the Miami Heat. I felt like this bubble worked out for them more than it did LeBron because LeBron and them was looking kind of hot, and that kind of cooled them off. So, with that being said, I don't feel like this bubble thing was an asterisk thing. I actually enjoyed the bubble games. Everybody said it gives this kind of NCAA. Yeah, you miss the fans being there and all that other stuff, but hey, it's a controlled environment. We got to work with what we can give, and I enjoyed it. Even though, once we get back to like regular society, I think everybody will say. But anyway, LeBron deserves this championship because his team won. Let's be real. It's not no cakewalk. Do I think it actually? Yeah. I even as a LeBron fan, and my best friend's gonna be happy when I'm saying this. I don't consider this a cakewalk because those are all formidable teams. Portland was a formidable team. Dame was cooking in that bubble, and Melo was looking like Melo again. It's just that they didn't have no defense. Even though Hassan Whiteside is a good center, they didn't have no defense. The Houston Rockets, that small ball shit, it was fucking everybody up because when the tallest player is like 6'5" and is backing up niggas like Anthony Davis that was 6'10", which I was furious at. I'm like, yo, Anthony Davis, you're like 6'10", 7 foot. If you don't body this nigga, in which they kind of did, but that small ball was kind of fucking them up. So if it wasn't for Rondo, and I'm saying this right now, thank God for Rondo. If um if it wasn't for Rondo being there, I don't think they would have got past Houston. I'm saying this right now. And Denver is a scrappy fucking team. All right, say what you want. They twice in a row you come down from 3-1. That's saying something. So this is look, and this is where I think Skip Bayless should like shut the fuck up on because look, as a LeBron hater myself, I'm not going to diminish that man's title run because you got to get there. The Bucks was the best team in basketball, yet they lost to the fucking Heat. Because you know what? The Heat is just a scrappy ass fucking team. And yeah, I said the Heat is at least going to win 2 games. I wanted the Heat to win the whole thing. I said, but if I'm being realistic, the Heat's going to win 2 games. Which, side note, shout out to my boy Jimmy Butler, showing everybody how much of a dog he is. Because when you have that will to win and you want to win, you're excuse me, you're going to pull your team to the fucking end. The thing about he has that I said this like last year. Jimmy Butler got that Jordan mentality. It's just that he probably doesn't have that Jordan skill, even though he's he's not a great 3-point shooter, but neither was Jordan. But his perimeter game really good. Is really I think a lot of people sleep on him because he doesn't really light up like Jordan used to. But I think Jimmy Butler always said, me being a Bulls fan, Jimmy Butler's a great player, great two-way player, really scrappy and shit. So, now let's get to the GOAT conversation. First things first, I do agree that the GOAT conversation is stupid because usually there's a lot of biasness towards it, and then yet, I think the GOAT conversation is stupid because a lot of people, it's the when you say someone else is the GOAT, it's a lot of diminishing on other sides. And I've been seeing, and it's stupid on other sides because one, okay, Jordan, this is one thing I would say. Jordan played in a more physical league. And LeBron's fans, you got to admit that. Yes, he came in 2003, but it's not like the 80s when fucking Jordan was going in the lane and niggas was getting knocked on his ass. And everybody was like, and people was like, oh, it's not different from LeBron, like, taking a fucking charge from Tyson Chandler and that nigga flopping, and he's just as big as fucking Tyson Chandler. Yes, LeBron was a flopper in Miami. A lot of people, is trying to, like, and I'm not diminishing LeBron, but let's be real. Jordan played in a harder physical era, and Stephen A. Smith is right. This is a softer era. This is more offensive oriented. A lot of teams don't really be playing defense like that. Miami, they'll play defense, except for like, and except for teams that are defensive minded, like the Chicago Bulls. Now, the one thing in Chicago Bulls around 2008 to like 2015, when Derrick Rose was on the team, and even when a little bit of Jimmy Butler, that was the defensive minded. Whenever Tibbs was on that team, that's when they was fucking dogs. All of them, they were fucking dogs. All right, let's be real. It's like, who are the players? Don't get me wrong, LeBron. The people LeBron played, they are some future Hall of Famers. But let's please, people and LeBron fans, y'all get on my nerves with this. And I think this is why Jordan made the last dance. It wasn't because LeBron was about to win his fourth fucking title. Because a lot of people forget how much of a fucking dog or how much fucking bullshit Michael had to go through just to win fucking 6 titles. And everybody, first thing, he's like, Jordan lost in the playoffs. And in his rookie year, I said the Bucks. I don't know how far the Bucks went, but the Celtics team he lost to, if I'm correct, won the fucking title. If not, they got to the finals. They got to the finals. That was a Larry Bird and Kevin McHale team, and that was probably considered one of the greatest Celtics team out there. So the fact that Jordan lost to that, and I keep telling people, I said it don't matter. It's like that team, especially if that team went to the playoff, if that team went to the finals and maybe won it. That's saying something. That team went to the fucking finals. I know if that's like me like saying my career in fighting games started and I lose to fucking Daigo in the preliminaries and everybody's like, oh, you didn't make it. I said, I fought fucking Daigo. It's like, Daigo's one of the greatest fighting game players, FGC fighters, people. Anyway, Daigo is one of the greatest fighting game players that you will ever see. I fucking lost to Daigo. It's not like I lost to Joe Schmo. I lost to the fucking champ or one of the greatest team or greatest player that ever played. Jordan lost to one of the greatest Celtics teams that a lot of people remember. That Bird team was stacked. All right? So that's another thing. And the same thing with he could get through the bad boy Pistons. The same team that won two in a row, that bad boy Pistons was a physical fucking team. Like that's like let's like a lot of people. That's why the Last Dance is there to remind you, young motherfuckers, that yes, Jordan and people's like Jordan cried too. I said because he was getting smacked upside his fucking head every time, and that's why they put the Jordan rule in there. This is like every time Jordan, and they tell you every time Jordan goes through that lane, you hit him, you put him on his ass. LeBron had never had to go through shit like that. I don't care if like he don't really get fouled like that and he had to like talk to the refs and shit. LeBron didn't go through what Jordan went through. Jordan was getting smacked. And he had to literally literally bulk up to like just to get them to stop smacking. Because they was going to smack him up one side of his head. And also, Jordan, not only he beat like everybody was like, oh, he didn't have the competition Jordan. I said, are you fucking kidding me? I said that East was stacked. That Cavs team, the Cavs team that he beat and he had that game winner, he wasn't supposed to get past them. He was not. But he did. That Lakers team, I don't care what you say. That's Magic fucking Johnson, dog. And like even Jordan at 40 was still scoring like even Jordan at 40 years old was still dropping 40 and 50 points. So like Magic Johnson was still like good. Joe Dumars and everybody's like, oh, Joe Dumars and Isaiah Thomas was old. No, them niggas was 29 and fucking 30 when Jordan finally got over that fucking hump. They could still ball. Let's not be real. Okay, two. And let's be real. That and everybody's talking about that Supersonics team. Nigga, them niggas won 60 fucking games. Shawn Kemp was dunking on every fucking body. A lot of people forget how good Shawn Kemp is. He's more than just a dunker. The nigga had pick and pop too. So everybody front on Shawn Kemp, but a lot of people try to discredit them. John Stockton, probably one of the greatest top 10, maybe top 5 greatest point guards ever. Karl Malone, he is second behind Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with all-time points. All-time points. Karl Malone is second. All right, fucking the Knicks. Patrick Ewing is a motherfucking dog. It's just that he just ran into Jordan. But everybody knows the Bulls versus the Knicks. Them niggas used to scrap. Fucking everybody. Oh, you lost the Shaq in the Eastern Conference Finals right after he got off. He wasn't even in basketball shape, and everybody can see that. And he wasn't in basketball shape, and he still got them to the fucking finals. What we doing here? It's like a lot of you LeBron fans try to discredit. Yes, Jordan beat a bunch of Hall of Famers, and then the next year, like that same team swept them. Jordan went through some shit, and he. Now the thing is, like the same thing with Jordan fans. Y'all like to diminish some shit too. For one thing, like especially like LeBron ain't play nobody. LeBron, he did play a couple people. Just now, give it like 10, 20 years. Them same people you say you don't play, you be like, oh, he was a great player. He was, especially, now, this probably won't, like, LeBron's, to me, and maybe this is because I'm a Bulls fan, LeBron's, I would say this, the East was, it's not that the East was bad, but them top 8 teams, it was just, some people you just knew he was going to play, but this toughest, and I don't care what anybody say, during his Heat years and during his Cleveland years, the toughest team he had to face was them Tom Thibodeau Bulls. Like them, like I don't care how he beat them. It took everything in his grabs to beat them Tom Thibodeau Bulls because they was coached right and they was defensive minded and they will fight you to the fucking end. Go back and watch them damn Heat and Bull rivalry shits. Them shits was fucking tough. Like, Derrick Rose is not playing with him. Joakim Noah hated LeBron. I mean, hated LeBron. And them two used to go at it. I remember, like, going back and forth. Them niggas was going at it. All right? Yes, he beat them all the time, but I'm going to tell you this. That's them fucking Bulls team was his toughest opponent. Tim Duncan. That fucking Spurs team, and he beat him once, but I think Spurs beat him twice. That Spurs team, them some dogs. Alright? Fucking, and I know he lost to the Magic. That team that Dwight Howard was on, he was a fucking good team too. Alright? It's just that, soon 10 years later, a lot of those people will be future Hall of Famers. So like LeBron, like I said, even though I always say I'm the biggest LeBron head, LeBron been through some shit. But the Bulls team, and I'm telling everybody, that Bulls team used to give him the most fits. Like even if he beat him 4-1, it was the hardest 4-1 LeBron has ever had to go through. He like those were the games where you just like, I don't know who you're gonna win because this is really good. Because them Bulls team. And if it wasn't for fucking injuries, I swear to God, if it wasn't for fucking injuries, Bulls team would have got one of them. Let's be real. Because Derrick Rose was a beast. And yes, Steph Curry. I don't care, Steph Curry can shoot his lights out. And I'd be the only one to say, yes, he came back from 3-1 to beat Steph Curry, but let's be real. That team was that was a 7-3-9 team. That's one of the probably looked at if it wasn't for LeBron, that was probably looked at as one of the greatest team ever. Steph was just on fire. He was just shooting his lights out and all that other stuff. Kyrie saved him. And I will be admit, Kyrie did save him, but all that other stuff. But LeBron went through his shit. This Laker team right now, I said, and I will fight anybody to say that, I feel like this is his most supportive team. Like, his best team is the Miami Heat. But the most supportive team is this Laker team. It had everything that he wanted, but he never got in Cleveland. Like a good ass point guard in Rondo, good shooters. And I don't care if anybody's Danny Green can shoot. It's just that he was just fucking up right there. KCP, but you had four. He basically had 3 and 4. He had 3 dominant centers in fucking AD. And I know AD played 4, but he was playing the 5 in there. He had AD. The nigga had Dwight Howard, and he had fucking JaVale McGee. Those are all great centers, in my opinion. All great defensive centers too. Like it was not an easy day. If you don't believe me, play them in 2K and play as a center. I fucking hate playing the Lakers, and I play a center on 2K. I fucking hate playing the Lakers. Those niggas fucking you're not scoring on them easily. Let's just say that. So LeBron, yes. Even though, like I said, I was called myself a LeBron hater. LeBron been through some shit. To me, my only thing is I've always been a Melo fan. Like, I always think Melo is a better. Now, all about this GOAT thing, look, me personally, I'm giving it to, I am giving it to, yes, LeBron went 10 fucking times, but he only won 4. Michael went 6-0. And look, that fucking matters. I don't care what anybody say, oh, you went 10 times. No. You went there 6 times. Mike went there 6 times and never lost. You're not, and this is the problem with you LeBron fans. Y'all always try to find a way around it, but you can never go around it. 6-0 is 6-0. Same thing with Floyd being undefeated. You can try to find your way around it. That nigga never lost. All right? Jordan never lost. Noah never saw a Game 7. Now, this, like I said, this Miami Heat team, I'm not like Skip Bayless. Oh, this is scrappy. Oh, it's a lousy 15 that he was. Nah, them niggas was fighting them. That's one thing, and maybe because I love Jimmy Butler, but this is where me and the fucking Skip Bayless disagree. Nah, that team, you need to give that fucking team a credit, because they went through some shit too. They beat the fucking number 1 team, and they beat 2 teams that's supposed to come out the East in Boston and Milwaukee. Anyway, they beat 2 teams that came out of Milwaukee and Boston. And those were supposed to be the teams that's to come out the East and challenge the Lakers. Because I already knew the Lakers was going to go. Matter of fact, even though I'm a big LeBron head, I had them winning this whole fucking season. I was like, you had AD. It was like Anthony Davis. And it was like, and then you had Rondo. And maybe it's just me. And I saw that team with the Rondo, Dwight Howard. I was like, oh, they're going to win this. And then Kobe died. I was like, oh, rest in peace, Kobe. I'm like, there's no way they're not losing. I don't care what anybody said. They're not losing. Not with Kobe. Not with the death of Kobe. You out your fucking mind. That's why they try to win in them Black Mamba jerseys. So, with that being said, this GOAT conversation, to me, is like, if you really want to, and then the problem is when you compare LeBron and Jordan, they want to put and LeBron fans do this, like, oh, Jordan got 6 rings, or, oh, Bill Russell got 11. Does he make it? It's like, I thought we was keeping it to only like fucking all of LeBron said, oh, Bill Russell got 11. It was like, I said, we not even talking about that. And let's be real, Bill Russell played in the team with like 8 players, and that's why everybody said, like, and I don't even care if you give it to Bill Russell, because 11 championship rings is 11 championship rings, and he had to go with Wilt, and Wilt was probably the most dominant, and like, Bill Russell will kick his ass. A lot of people don't say Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Now, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar won on every fucking level. And he's leading in scoring points. Kareem should be the GOAT, if anything. Now, even though my favorite center of all time is Shaq, if you would have said Kareem is the best center of all time, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna fucking argue with that. He won on every fucking level. Like every fucking level, Kareem won. And I'm not gonna knock you for that because it's true. It's like one thing about um because one thing about this GOAT argument, because everybody's gonna bring up stats, and each stats is going to favor either. There's some stats that's going to favor LeBron, and then there's going to be some stats that's going to favor Jordan. Now Jordan played like what 13 seasons, and LeBron is in his 17th season. LeBron came from high school. Jordan won in college. Now let's talk about this too, because Jordan did go to college. He went to North Carolina, and he won. So he's won on damn near every level too. Like, but you cannot beat 6 wins and no losses. I don't care. Like, even if LeBron wins 6, like he's what? This is 10 finals, 4 or 6. Even if he wins 2 more titles, he's like 50%. Like half, like the 12 times he been, half of the times he done won it. 50%. So by percentage rate, like you're still giving it to Michael because Michael's 100%. Every time he went, it's like, so you can't knock that. And like people said, that's the only thing that matters. And like I said, if you want to give it to Bill Russell, yeah. But also, like, there's a lot of accolades that LeBron hasn't touched, like Defensive Player of the Year. Yes, LeBron can play all 5 centers, but he's never got. Oh, LeBron can play all 5 positions, but he never got Defensive Player of the Year. He was never a steals leader. Was he never a steals champ? I don't know if he was ever an assist leader. And plus, you being 6'8", you're being 6'8", 250, and can jump out the fucking gym. I'm expecting you to lead in all stats. And then like, and which he does, is like, to me, like, even him like being in the 30,000 points, it's like I expect it because the way you play bully ball. No one can stand in front of LeBron. There's only a few people that can contain him, but there's like LeBron, when he plays that bully ball shit, ain't nobody stopping him at year 17. Nobody's still stopping him because that bully ball and the way the fucking league is playing, who's gonna stop him? Because trust me when I say this, if he was doing that, he's not doing that shit in fucking Jordan there because they'd have been knocking him on his ass. You think Bill Laimbeer from the Bad Boys Pistons is gonna watch Jordan like just run up on you and dunk on you? Hell no. Bill Laimbeer is going to knock you on your fucking ass. And that's exactly what he did to LeBron. That's exactly what Bill Laimbeer did to fucking knock him on his ass. That's exactly what Dennis Rodman did. Knock him on his ass. Now, they both had great players. It's just that LeBron played with multiple great players, and Jordan had Pippen and Rodman. Like, to me, this is unfair because LeBron has been in 3 teams. And yes, he is the first player to like go to 3 different teams and win at 3 different. But what is more impressive to you? And that one right there is like LeBron going to 3 different teams and winning 3 times, or Jordan staying on one team and winning 6 times. Because back then, because this is a different era. This is another part where I was like, this is really a different. This is a really different time and era because back then you stayed on, especially if you was a franchise player, you stayed on that team basically your whole fucking career, which is now different from this year. You're like some of the best players in the world done played like 3 fucking different teams. LeBron has played on 3 different teams right now. And people look at him as a GOAT. And he's played on 3 different fucking teams. Jordan has played on 1 team. Well, 2 if you count the Wizards. But like everybody don't really count the Wizards. Now, don't get me wrong. Even on the Wizards, they were winning. They wasn't. A lot of people forget Jordan on the Wizards because a lot of people like the select on Jordan was a Wizard. Jordan on the Wizards, he made that team a winning team. Like, it was just that he was hurt. But even then, he was playing like mostly 80. like Jordan played. He was playing 80 fucking 2 games. If he didn't play 82 games, he was playing at least 81, 80 or something like that. Jordan was playing. Uh Now we got load management now with the fucking Lakers and all that other shit. So, people like to rest their fucking players and all that other shit. Well, back then, like Jordan was fucking 82 games, you saw him out there. Like I said, it's a different fucking league. It is really a different fucking league. Um, what else can I say? It, I think it's like the thing about Jordan fans, and I feel like this all is like that killer instinct, that eye test. Yes, LeBron has, how can I say it? LeBron has more game winning shots than fucking him and Kobe combined. That's cool. And as you can see, like I'm trying not to be unbiased, but at the same time, it's just like I said, it's two different teams. It's just like Jordan, like Jordan went there. Like Jordan, every time Jordan went to the finals, he went to it. But like, and Jordan played some monster teams. I don't care what any one of y'all said. The Jazz, they were a fucking fierce team. The fucking Portland Trailblazers, they were a fierce teams. The Lakers, they were a fierce team. Especially if you get to the finals. I don't care who you are. If you get to the finals, you're a badass motherfucking team. So like, I don't even knock the people that LeBron beat, because LeBron beat KD and fucking OKC, KD and Westbrook and Harden when they was in OKC. That was a fucking nice team. That was a fucking dope ass team. We fucking beat he fucking beat the 7-3-9 fucking Warriors. He beat the Spurs that one year. And to me, I don't care what anybody say. LeBron, by the time, I think LeBron could play until he's like 45. And LeBron, to me, still underachieved championship wise. And I always say this championship. Yes, he's been there 10 fucking times, but you should have, in my opinion, and this is just me. I think he took I remember he took that one Cleveland team to the finals and like he lost. I think he played the Lakers. No, they ain't played Lakers. It was the Spurs. Like he played the Spurs. Like he could have at least been, I would say, out of all of them, let's see. LeBron should be at least, he should have 8 titles, in my opinion. As dominant or like as the chosen one. Like, let's be real. If LeBron won 8 titles, this probably, a lot of people would be more or less calling him the GOAT than Jordan. If LeBron won 8 titles out of the 10. Let's say, because he wasn't beating that fucking Spurs team. And I feel like he should have, the year that, Steph Curry did win it, I felt like that team should have won. But but that 7-3-9 team, I feel like he did win that one. But to me, LeBron should at least won 8 out of those 10. And I said that. That's me being saying he underachieved. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I said, that Spurs team was fucking dog. But he should have beat that Dallas team. The way them Heat was playing, they should have beat that Dallas Mavericks team. But they didn't. And like LeBron, and everybody tell you, LeBron wet the bed. So this is more or less stat versus the eye test. And I think this is going to be my final point. Because you want to get people like Nick Wright, and he's going to give you all these stats that really don't mean shit. Because if you could play the stat game with Jordan too. Like, especially with his PER rating. Like, Jordan got the best PER rating. And that's on stats. And, people tell you, like, if you're all about stats, Jordan still has the best PER rating. And Nick Wright probably has, I can't even listen to Nick Wright because he's just LeBron slurper. It's the same way, like, I really can't listen to Skip Bayless when he be slurping LeBron. I mean, no, Skip Bayless when he be slurping Michael Jordan. Like, the slurpiness. But, it's like, it's more or less that I said. Sometimes, like, when you look at, a lot of people still don't look at LeBron as a killer. And to me, I don't look at him as a killer too. I know, like, especially like, and I don't care what anybody say. Kyrie saved them that 173-9 when he beat them 73 because Kyrie was balling. And I said this: Kyrie should have been Finals MVP. Fuck it, I think Anthony Davis should have been Finals MVP in this one, but I knew they was gonna give it LeBron. That's politics. That is politics. So I'm not even going to knock on that one. There's sometimes I feel like hell. I even feel like Dwayne Wade should have got Finals MVP on one time. Nah, you know what? No, because LeBron played his ass off of that Spurs team. But to me, like I said, I'm gonna keep saying it. Kyrie should have got Finals MVP for that Cleveland because I feel like he dragged them. And LeBron just like, LeBron was LeBron. I think that's why Kyrie went to go get his own team because he felt like he should have been Finals MVP. With that being said, this year I don't think Anthony Davis cares about getting Finals MVP, but I thought he should be getting Finals MVP. The way he was scoring, Anthony Davis should have got Finals MVP. So that's saying something else right there too. But I don't think it matters. In conclusion, like the GOAT to me, like the GOAT conversation is really tiring and it's really stupid. Because there are stats that goes for them and then there's stats that goes against them. And plus, like a lot of people say, they play in two different time eras. Like they play in two different time. Now I feel like you could argue who had a harder. I feel like who had the harder time getting, you know, to the finals. That's like I feel like that's up to debate. But this GOAT titles, like who you feel like is the greatest of all time, like I feel like you can have a biased opinion, but you cannot knock other people's opinion too, because I hope I thoroughly explained it. Each both of them went through some shit, and both of them went through some things that I feel like uh would benefit them as being a goat. I feel like LeBron could play until he's like 45. Like LeBron's like I said, as a LeBron hater, I'm going to admit that man is a specimen of an athlete. So that man can play until he's like fucking 40, maybe 45. Maybe it's excuse me, maybe until his son can get into the fucking league. I don't know. But LeBron, like I said, LeBron's that specimen of an athlete where I feel like he can play until he's like fucking 45. Like Tom Brady is playing fucking football at 43. But and then I think even then, like people still gonna give Mike the GOAT title, all that stuff. LeBron still got years, like he still got years in him, and this is like I'll admit that LeBron still got some fucking years in him. I don't think I never thought he was dwindling. If anything, I feel like he's just like maybe he's now getting to where people could like contain him better, but like LeBron got a highest fucking basketball IQ. So with that being said, I still think Jordan's the GOAT, but you're not gonna but this GOAT conversation is stupid. I will also admit that. Do I think Jordan's the GOAT? Yeah, but I also think this GOAT conversation is stupid. But if you also tell me like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the GOAT, I'm not gonna knock you because fucking like he's got to be put up there. A lot of people say Magic Johnson might be the GOAT. I'm not gonna knock you. That nigga 6'9" fucking point guard. That nigga was a 6'9" fucking point guard. He was a fucking and he came in winning too. Like you gotta throw a lot of other names in there. I feel like hell, Bill Russell. You gotta put Bill Russell in there. A lot of people want to put Kobe in there. Like I know a lot of people compare Michael to Kobe and shit, but there's no Kobe. There's no Kobe. If there's no Michael, there's no Kobe. So that's a lot to say. Hell, but I know some people gonna be looking at Kevin Durant as a GOAT, or at least the greatest scorer of all time. I still think Carmelo's still one of the greatest scorers of all time, but that's just me. Um, I think a lot of people sleep on Melo, but that's another argument. But let me know what y'all think. Till then, my name is Mosquito Fly, and I'm out. Peace.